Hey guys, welcome to another video on Bharat and Germany. My name is Bharat, and in this video, we have another guest with us who is Manmeet, and he has done his 3-year bachelor's in India. Afterwards, came to Germany to study plant biology. Am I right?
Yeah,
Plant biology, right?
plant
So,
biology, plant sciences.
yes. So, that's exactly what we are going to discuss with Manmeet today. So, Manmeet, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining. Tell us a bit about yourself, and then we jump into our questions.
Yeah, sure. So I did my schooling in Delhi with common 5 subjects: physics, chemistry, maths, biology, and English. And then I started my bachelor's at University of Delhi at Hansraj College. In it was bachelor's in botany honors course. It was 3 years course, and after that, in beginning of the last semester, or rather, I would say in fifth semester, I started applying for courses in Germany. So I chose 5 or 6 universities to apply. I did not have a lot of time for uni assist, so I just focused on the courses which on the courses which do not have any uni assist application, on the universities which do not have any uni assist application. So I chose Bonn, LMU Munich, TU Dresden, University of Würzburg, and University of Bremen.
Mhm.
So what I got to know after all these applications are that there are certain universities which accept Indian 3-year bachelors as equivalent to German bachelors, and there are certain universities which do not accept that. So I got acceptance from University of Bremen and University of Bonn, and at the end I chose Bonn because it was more it was kind of more renowned, but the universities are equally good. I got to know the rankings do not matter after coming here, but the universities that were equally good. But it's just that the course were I was I felt more easy in the courses in Bonn
Mhm.
rather in Bremen. So I chose them, and so on a discussion with the course coordinator after getting the rejection from LMU Munich, she said that if you would have 1 year more masters from India or had a 4-year bachelor's directly, you would have got a place in LMU Munich. But because this 3-year bachelor's is not equivalent in the whole Bayern universities. I got the same. I got the same reply from the from Würzburg University because it's also in the same Bayern region. TU Dresden also had, because it's a TU and they have different set of rules and regulations. Mostly it's for engineering and these. So they mostly take 4-year bachelors from India, but me and my friends who I know in North Rhine-Westphalia, mostly all universities, they accept 3-year bachelors. So University of Aachen, Düsseldorf, Cologne. I have other Indian friends who had similar backgrounds as mine and are doing masters there.
This is actually very interesting now that you've said it. Yes, because they generally follow the same Landes Hochschulgesetz or something. So the state's higher education law. So of course, it makes sense that none of the university in Bavaria, for example, accepted the 3-year bachelor's program. But on the other hand, then you were able to apply in NRW. NRW actually is also famous, especially in the medical field, that they actually allow students in with a lot more ease compared to all of the other states.
Yeah, exactly. And mostly all the courses in NRV universities, the masters related to biology are all in English. There are only like 1 or 2 courses in German, but the rest all courses are international courses, and mostly they are international students in them.
So first thing you will say that if you have a 3-year bachelor's program, don't listen to the people who kind of keep on telling you that you cannot study in Germany. You're a living example of that,
Yeah,
because so many
exactly.
consultants in India, they're yeah, 3-year bachelor's, you cannot do a master's in Germany, which is stupid.
And I'm still in the last semester of my master's, so I have not finished, but I know many of them who have finished masters with the same background as mine, and yeah, they have finished the masters.
Did you also see some kind of these misconceptions at the time you were applying for your master's?
Yes, but from your Facebook groups, I could connect to people who had similar backgrounds,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, let's see what happened. I was very disappointed after getting rejection from LMU because they said, okay, you need to have a 4-year degree. I was kind of disheartened at that time, but later on when I got acceptance from Bremen, and then I was waiting, and I got acceptance from 2 courses in Bonn, not just one. So I applied in 2 different courses, like 2 different fields of biology. But at the end, of course, I chose one. So it was okay at the end.
Coming from like botany background, so how do you find the studying like difference in Germany versus India? Like what kind of differences could you see in the
Yeah,
starting?
so of course, so it's a big cultural shock when it comes to like coming from bachelor's last semester and
Yeah.
then starting just after like a few months starting first semester. Everything is based on programming in R, and there we used to write assignments, handwritten assignments, and it's just changed. Everything to everything is web based and is was. But studies, if you have a strong background in biology even from India, the studies are not so different and so difficult. It's just that we do not know how to put words as concise answers,
Mhm.
and here it's very essential for biologists to put only like they have this much space to put all the answers. So
Mhm.
it's just kind of difficult to put the just the concise, and even the teachers had the problem like why Indians write one paragraph when there is just a requirement of a sentence.
Yeah, yeah.
So this was the initially the cultural barriers, but of course after the semester it's all okay.
Mhm.
And here is mostly practical based. There's no reason to put more time on making diagrams or anything perfectioning anything. It's just based on developing skills in the lab, because of course at the end people would be pursuing PhDs or academics or industry where you only need certain practical skills, not
Mhm.
theoretical skills. Of course, for my course, theory is just for the first semester, and starting from second semester you only work in the labs with professors, with postdocs, and later on you don't have any theory exams to give.
Mhm. Mhm. Now, of course, like I'm not from the biology background, but for the people who are watching it, like how does your course structure look like during your masters? Like what kind of subjects do you study generally?
So I study plant sciences. So the first semester starts with the basics in cellular molecular biology, in basics in biochemistry, basics in structural biology, and then you have choices to choose. So I like to studying plant biodiversity. So I took some courses on plant biodiversity, molecular evolution of plants, and in general about studying about plant biodiversity in Europe, in India, and across the globe. So, and then later on you have choices for studying signal transduction. There are different labs and departments, and so you can choose which lab do you want. Of course there are limited number of seats in each lab, so you need to like think it before, talk to the course coordinator, what are your and of course at the end they are always helpful. If you request them, look, I'm really interested in studying ecophysiology, and is there a possibility to do it in your lab? So you need to do a little bit of your own efforts to make your own seat there, but at the end it works, and there are quite a lot of options. And even especially German universities are very free of taking courses from other universities as well. So if there is a course at other university you really like, and that university also follows the ECTS system, the European credit system, you can take courses there. And but it's just you need to manage yourself. You have to talk to your the course coordinator at other university. How would you manage, especially in COVID times? Many students have been able to do courses from other universities as well, because everything was virtual. There was no need to go there. So, but it was manageable. So in these terms, it's a quite flexible of having, but it's just they have certain rules like, okay, you need to have 90 credits combined from your studies, and then plus 30 credits for your thesis. So in total 120 credits. But of course, the credit system differs in all universities. Even within university, it's different for all courses.
This is a very interesting like information that you gave again, which is like you can also like take courses from other universities, because I
Yep.
remember at my time they told me that I have to arrange it myself. So I have to exactly like talk to the course coordinator of the other
Exactly.
university and this university, and then they have to sign agreement that this ECTS is going to be, let's say, equivalent to this many ECTS in this university. I mean, generally it is not a problem at all, because like again, it's a European credit transfer system. It's pretty much like, you know, homogeneous everywhere. But like they check what kind of subjects in that module did you study there, that we can like, you know, equate in to our, let's say, program. But like most of the times this is of course generally not a big problem.
And it's Germany, so there is a lot of paperwork involved.
Yes.
Don't be afraid of that. Paperwork is in German.
Yeah.
Ask a German friend. At the end it works, but initially when you have a bundle of papers to do and it's all in German, you don't understand anything. Initially it's a hassle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like if you come to Germany, I think like this is something that you have to definitely keep in mind. The thing is, the only kind of easy part I find is like, you know, filling out the visa application form and the university form and things like that, because like that's so simple in Germany. Like if you take a look at like US and stuff, like the dramas you have to go through just to like, you know, file for visa, that is very dramatic. In Germany, unfortunately, the appointment system has also gotten worse. I hope like, you know, they work on it or something. But otherwise, like rest of the things have been easy. City registration is like just like basic details and stuff. But yes, when you go to the university and you have to like start filling out these forms, it's better that you have some kind of German proficiency. That always helps. Now, another thing that I wanted to discuss with you is, can you also like kind of share what kind of universities were they able to study in Germany? Like, you know, you told me that your friends were able to take, let's say, courses from other universities. Was it the same in NRA region, or like was it like from other universities? Anything that you heard from the experience?
Yeah, so I have friends in Bremen, and they take courses from Hannover University. So they study ecology in Bremen, and they take certain courses of ecology at Hanover. So, but Hanover and Bremen are not so far away, and it's okay to travel once a week if they have a course in present mode. But the courses were virtual, so it was okay. And I have heard I got to know that they already have students going in past years as well. So for them, they already had some guidance, but there are some courses which they do not which do not have pre-built relations with other universities for these exchange courses. So then you need to build everything on yourself. But but it's possible at the end.
And I think many universities also give this option of like sitting in the classes as a guest listener, Gasthörer, you call it in German. So that's also an option. But I think like that's the thing about like German education system, that you can get so much flexibility, and because there are essentially no costs involved, most of the universities, they don't charge a tuition fee. So you also do not think twice before like, you know, taking a course from other university or something. You still have the freedom to do it. If you go to US, you can stuff, you just like think about everything 100 times. If you extend your semester, that's the worst thing on the planet, because you pay like, you know, I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000 of tuition fee just for one semester.
Yeah, this is my third year of my master's, and it went smoothly because I wanted to do an Erasmus exchange, and there was COVID. I was in India for some like 3 months. I could not come to Germany, and because I cannot do my research from home, I had to be in the lab working on plants, on microbes, on fungus. So I have to be there in the lab. I couldn't work from home. So, but it was okay at the end. When I came back, I asked my course coordinator that I need to extend it. They sent a letter. They signed a letter. I sent the letter to Auslanderamt, and I got another year extension. And now I'm finishing. It's my third year, and it's just not me. It's almost everyone, because who's working part time and doing all the courses is oh, I don't know how people just do it in 2 years.
You can ask me.
yeah, but I don't know how, but but for smooth running and
Yes.
less worries, it's okay to have at least 5 semesters.
Absolutely. I think like this was the norm in TU Hamburg too when I was studying my first course, which was structural engineering. So the first day I essentially got into the class, talked to a few people, and I was like, yeah, like then the master's generally for 2 years. Like, do you also see people who take longer or something? They're like, who does it in 2 years? Like,
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
Like, yeah, because that's like the German mindset. They're like, why do you want to like rush in 2 years? Like we
Rush.
just take 5, 6 like semesters easily. And like legally you can extend the time duration to twice the standard study duration. That means you can finish your master's in 4 years. That's completely fine. For me, like the thing was that like I already had in mind that I do not want to like do a job or something afterwards. So like grades and stuff for me, like that was not a big problem. So I ended up with a 2.5 in my master's. But like I was essentially like doing my part-time job for 18 months. I did my part-time job, then doing masters, then YouTube, then business and everything. And I was like, I don't care. Like I want to get done with this in 2 years. And you can get done with it if you want, but it's generally not recommended because it's better that you have some kind of work experience during your masters itself so
Exactly.
that you can find a good job afterwards.
Exactly. And the last semester, generally people use it as the job search semester to look for other jobs, other positions and stuff.
Manmeet, about the opportunities in your field. So what kind of opportunities do you see so far in what kind of
Mhm.
areas?
So if you come with just with the 3-year bachelor's, it's a little bit difficult to find without any work. If you just come with 3-year bachelor's without any work experience, initially, yes, it's a little bit difficult to find a part-time job outside the working groups of the working biology groups of the lab
Mhm.
at university. So, and of course not no one would hire just in one, just after seeing you of 4 days or 5 days at the lab. It takes a little bit more time, but of course there are certain opportunities, and from the second semester you can start working as a heavy in the at university with the professors and as a research assistant. Yeah, then I'm working as a research assistant from last 1.5 years at Max Planck Institute. So it's okay. You can find it easily. You can, but it takes a little bit time. But if you are active enough to find a research assistant position in Germany, is would not let you down. But it's just you need to show you have to write like hundreds of emails. You need to ask people. You need to those little advertisements with the numbers.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you need to do your part.
That's actually very important. Also, like the thing that I like is in Germany, you can like talk to the professors and like generally they can also like give you some kind of leads if they know somebody
Yeah.
who's looking for something. In our university, you notice both there always used to be like some kind of vacancies with some kind of startups, like DUHH students who are starting their own companies and want like other students from the same university and things like that. So like if you're in the university ecosystem, like you definitely have like opportunities, but like they don't fall in your lap. Like that's the one thing that
Yeah.
I've learned in Germany. You always have to like run behind them. Do you have any other tips or advices, Manmeet, that you would like to share for the people who want to come to Germany with a 3-year bachelor's program? Or I think like any advices in general for the Indian students, because like the shocks that you feel generally is like it's
Yeah.
definitely different.
So I would say do not just restrict yourself to the city where you are, or the region where you study in Germany. So I would say explore. And as I did, I wanted to, because at school and during my bachelor's I studied a bit of French, just as a language I wanted to study. And I don't know why I did not study German. Why I studied French, I don't know. But as I knew a little bit French, I wanted to do something extra. So I looked for Erasmus opportunity. So then I filed the application. But if you but talk to the course coordinator, talk to the university international office. What are the opportunities? There are opportunities to do internships as a student in German university, to do an internship in some other country. Of course there are some paperwork involved, there is some extra things involved, but at the end it would just, and the good thing is that it's a scholarship. You would if you are selected, you would definitely get at least the minimum amount, minimum scholarship that you can survive easily. And additionally, you would have an experience, and it would just add on to your CV. So to look for these kinds of opportunities. I mean, of course, coming from India to Germany is already doing something outside
Yeah.
your country, and then going to a third country is a little bit complicated initially. But yeah, but it would just help you. It would just make up your own CV, and just help you to to be more experienced.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like that's a very good practice. And also like I think Erasmus is a pretty like, a well-known program too. Like if you have that like inside in your CV, like that also like opens so many doors.
Exactly.
um Nice. Perfect. So I think that was pretty much it then, Manmeet. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining in on the call. It was very nice talking to you.
Well, no
And
problem.
anybody else who is watching this video, I will try to talk to Manmeet after this call, that like maybe we can have a blog post regarding this thing too, so that if you want to like share these things around, you can also do that like with more details. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have any kind of comments, questions whatsoever, write it down in the comments below and share it with your friends. I'll see you in another video.